All right, I'm going down Pavan Horse Trail South today. It's been a while. Because I've only got so much riding in my season, and I've done these videos before, like of certain trails. Um, I usually just would ride the trail a time or two in the season before I would do a video recording, so that way you're getting a better, like, smoother video of it. But because I like to do it with the helmet cam first, then the chest cam, and there's so many trails, and I can't predict the weather or how much I'm gonna ride and whatever else. I'm just doing, like, okay, I'm just doing it. I'm not gonna, like, ride the trail first without recording, then record with the helmet cam, then record with the chest cam, which means I'm riding the trail 3 times in order to get those 2 videos, which is what I like to do. But yeah, so haven't ridden Pavan Horse Trail in a while, but that's kind of the way I'm gonna just do all my videos pretty much from now on. Is just like, hey, I'm just riding it, that's it. I'm not gonna, like, prep first by doing a ride and then have it go smoother. So I guess that helmet cam one is always going to be a little rough to start for the most part, especially for a trail I haven't ridden often. Whereas if I were to go and ride 6 Mile right now, like, there's no surprises. I've done it so many times, whereas Pavan Horse Trail South, I haven't done that many times. Now, there's a long, like, way to get there before we actually get there. So basically we follow this trail, or this trail. I can't even remember now. I think that one just ends up being that one anyway. So we follow this trail for a while, and I don't know yet if I'm gonna, like, cut that in, because it makes the video way longer just to show you how to get there. But use trail forks, you can find it. I looked at one of my own videos to find, like, a landmark as to when you have to turn right, because there's other trails you can go down in that area, and, like, having to whip your phone, like, to stop and whip your phone out and look, am I in the right place? I do that so many times, that just ruins the flow of the ride for me. So my landmark, I think, is on the left side. There'll be 3 very distinct, like, fence posts, and then there should be an exit on the right. I'll try that today. Hopefully I don't have to stop and then figure out if I'm on the right path or not. Pavan Horse Trail South, I will talk more about the features in the outro. The last time I rode in Pavan, I got a concussion, so you can check out the vlog next week for more information on that, and I'll probably use a link at the very end, one of the video links for the video I did last year about it. I wasn't wearing the GoPro while I was riding for that section, but I'll explain that more in the vlog. Anyway, Pavan Horse Trail South, I'll kind of show you maybe a little bit of the beginning, and then I'll, like, cut to, like, right before you have to turn into it kind of thing. Anyway, long intro again, 3 minutes. Let's get it. pretty good. So about the trail, it's a blue trail. It's very decently blue, right in the middle, I would say. I don't think I'd call it a dark blue yet. But I mean, it's all relative, and everyone's measurement of trail difficulty is different. There's a lot of criteria. So one thing I will say is that if you do not have a good standing stamina, I wouldn't do this trail yet. And what is good, you know? I mean, like, that trail didn't take, I don't think, much more than 5 minutes or 5 minutes at all for me today. But there's a lot of standing, and there's not a lot of time to pedal. So the good thing about this trail is that it forces you to just send it. And I don't mean off a drop or off a jump or any features, but you just have to keep going and maintain speed, because there's some parts where you lose too much speed, you have to pedal, but you can't pedal because on the right you've got the coulee is a pedal catcher, and if you slow down too much and you're not leaning the right way, then you go to the left where there's a little bit of exposure. Depending on the area, there's no exposure, and then there's some that's, I would venture to say you're not going to die if you fall off, but you could maintain or acquire a serious injury. So it's also one of those things that it's great for helping you focus, because if you focus too much on the dangers, then you drive towards them, right? So just focus on the trail, just send it all the way through the trail, but you need a lot of focus. You need good standing stamina. Pedal catchers are not as gnarly as other places like Golfing Ballerina and stuff. It's not crazy off camber, but there are some sections where it's like, if you don't have enough speed, you're going to have to pedal, and you might catch a pedal if you do have to pedal. So there's one or two spots where I'm sure you could tell possibly where I was like, hey, I've got to pedal like 2 pedals, and that was it, and I was able to do that. There's some loose rocks there. There's some bigger ones that you want to avoid, and that's going to change with every ride, if that rock is still there or not, or when people hike or whatever, or deer and they kick a rock down and it's on the trail. So you never know what that's going to look like really on any trail. But this one has more consequences if you hit a rock the wrong way, or you try to maneuver around it in the wrong direction. So it's one of those things where you always want to be aware that if you're going to fall or lean, you want to lean into the coulee in case you need to bail or whatever happens, you're not going over into the exposure side. So I really like that trail. I am going to climb back up it. I've done it before and been able to clean that. There's some really cool flowy sections there too. Obviously, it just depends on what you're comfortable with, but it's a nice little trail. It's pretty short. Now, if you want to link your trail, you could, head north and go to River Stallion, and you could do all that. I'm not going to do that today, but you would also just climb, if you head that way and then back up, you could just climb the street or the sidewalk that's there and do that, but I'm going to do this trail climb. So anyway, with that, that was Pavan Horse Trail South. That felt pretty good for not riding it for a long time and just not having a lot of experience with it. I was pretty happy with that ride. So beautiful day, beautiful ride. See you in another time for another raw ride.